Cybercrime has become the most profitable criminal business in the world. More profitable than drug trade. And you don't need cartel anymore. You just need Wi-Fi and a keyboard. Cybercrime is projected to cost the world $10.5 trillion. That is trillion. It's not just tech companies or governments getting hit either. It's grandma, it's your dentist, it's your local pizza shop. Cyber criminals aren't outsmarting us. They're betting we won't take 5 minutes to protect ourselves. And they're usually right. Hey guys, what would you say if I looked at you right now, straight into the camera, and I said, you've been hacked? Not maybe, not someday, but right now, this exact moment, some part of your digital footprint is already sitting on a server in Belarus or floating through a hacker forum on the dark web. Your email, probably leaked. Your password, reused across 11 different accounts. Your phone number, probably tied to some sketchy crypto scam by now. This isn't fear-mongering, it's just math. Cybercrime has become the most profitable criminal business in the world. More profitable than drug trade. And you don't need cartel anymore. You just need Wi-Fi and a keyboard. So today I want to dive into the dark economy of cybercrime in 2025. How it works, why it's growing faster than anyone can stop it, and what you can do to stop being a sitting duck with a router. I'm tackling this because I've been scammed, not necessarily to this extent, but it's happening a lot around me and in this world. And it's something that needs to be talked about. It needs to, a lot of people don't have an interest in this. So I'm going to give you the kind of the dumbed down version of it in a sense. Tell you some basics on how to avoid it, how to prevent it, how to be aware of it. And it's just basic stuff. It's nothing major. It's just an awareness. And without having to dig in too deep and listen to these cyber geeks talk, I can't stand it. It's a lot to listen to sometimes. So I'm going to give you the different version of that, the easier version to hear and talk about. And it'll be short and quick and to the point. So let's roll. The dark side of the internet. Let's start with the big terrifying number. According to Cybersecurity Ventures, cybercrime is projected to cost the world $10.5 trillion. That is trillion. It's not just tech companies or governments getting hit either. It's grandma, it's your dentist, it's your local pizza shop. In 2024, ransomware payouts totaled $1.1 billion. And that's just the money that we know about. The victims included a county government that couldn't issue marriage license for weeks, a school district that had to shut down for days, a small HVAC business forced to lay off staff after their systems were wiped. In most of these attacks, they didn't involve hacking some impenetrable firewall. Over 70% of breaches happened because of social engineering, which is a term I just learned. It's a fancy term for tricking people into handing over the keys. No lockpicking required for these people. A phishing email that looks like your bank. A fake login screen for your Netflix account. You've seen them. They're all over your emails. They're all over everything you do. Any advertisements, text messages, WhatsApp, all the time. They try and scare you. You have Facebook messages on Meta. Your account's in danger of being shut down. You better click this link. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Meta or Facebook. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm sitting here going, man, I need to take care of this. And a lot of people do and click it, and it's basically opening a door. Or now, even further, deep fake voicemails pretending to be your boss saying, hey, can you wire me $10,000 in cash to this vendor real quick? Not going to work. So let's talk about a few actual cases. How about the MGM Resorts? In 2023, MGM Resorts got wrecked. I'm talking slot machines down, guests locked out of hotel rooms, apps offline, the works. What happened? Hackers found an employee on LinkedIn, just a mid-level IT staffer for MGM. They called the help desk after getting all this person's information, pretended to be him, and said, "Hey, I lost my credentials. Can you reset my login?" And the help desk did it. That 5-minute phone call cost the company over $100 million. Case number 2, the UK Electoral Commission. In the UK, their electoral commission, the people in charge of protecting democracy, was breached. Over 40 million voter records were assessed. Names, addresses, contact details, all exposed. Here's the kicker. They didn't realize it happened for 13 months. By the time they noticed, the data was long gone. No ransom, no warning, just gone. Case number 3, Florida Medical Clinic. A small independent medical clinic in Florida, nothing fancy, just a neighborhood operation, was hit with ransomware. Suddenly, they couldn't access patient records, appointment schedules, prescriptions, billing. The hackers demanded $200,000 in Bitcoin, or else they'd delete everything and leak patient data. Honestly, I'm surprised that it was only $200,000. They paid because what choice did they have? If you run a clinic and you lose access to patient histories, you're fucked. None of these were high-tech, Mission Impossible break-ins. They were confidence tricks, manipulation. Cybercrime now plays out like a con movie, not a hacking thriller. So why is it getting worse? There are 3 big reasons. Number 1, automation. Hackers don't sit around writing viruses anymore. They download toolkits. Ransomware as a service is a thing. Think Uber, but for criminals. You pay a subscription, you run a few scripts, and the ransomware campaign basically runs itself. You don't need to know how to code. You only need to know how to Google, how do I hack a small business? That's scary. The next one that's scary, that I've talked about recently, is AI. There are now versions of ChatGPT designed specifically for cybercrime. They're called things like Fraud GPT and Worm GPT. If you ask it, if you say something like, write me a fake invoice that looks real, or create a phishing email that bypasses Gmail filters, it does, and fast. To me, that's a huge problem. I don't understand why it's allowed. I don't know how people can't monitor it better. But all I'm doing is I'm giving you the information. Hopefully, that can be fixed sometime soon. And the third one is human laziness. This one's on us, and I'm included in this. People reuse passwords across 20 different websites, and they don't change it up. They don't turn on their growing in popularity 2-factor authentication. They click allow all cookies on sites that look like they were made in 2007 by a 10-year-old. Cyber criminals aren't outsmarting us. They're betting we won't take 5 minutes to protect ourselves, and they're usually right. So how do we protect ourselves? Well, I'll make it simple for you. For individuals, use a password manager. They're out there now. They're built into your computers. Stop using your birthday or your dog's name. These tools generate long, random passwords. You've all seen them, and they remember them now so that you don't have to. And that's the key. I mean, the point is that nobody wants to write down 37 characters, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols for every different password you have. And we all know we have like 50. And I'm not exaggerating when it comes to your everyday life. So having these passwords, having them remembered is key. And turn on the 2-factor authentication. Just do it. Especially on the important accounts, your email, social media stuff, the bank. The 2FA, it means you need to know something. You need something you know, like your password, and something you have, like a phone code somewhere that only you can access for them. And then this is an interesting one. Freeze your credit if you're not using it. It stops the scammers from opening loans in your name. If you don't need it, then don't let it just sit open, basically. It takes 10 minutes and it costs nothing to do. That's a big one. This is the hard one. Avoid public Wi-Fi. If you must use it, then you can run a VPN, a virtual private network. Free Wi-Fi is also free access for everyone, including the criminals. So use a VPN, and again, I'm just kind of learning all this myself over the last couple of months, and that should help. And be suspicious of urgency. If somebody says something, they need it quickly. Real companies don't threaten you. They're not going to threaten you to shut your account down or do whatever in 30 minutes. That's the scammer's playbook. You do it quickly, they're in, they're out, and they've succeeded. So for businesses, enforce multi-factor authentication, MFA, across the board. That's basically 2FA with extra layers, email plus password plus phone app or biometric. And train your team. Regular phishing tests actually work. Your people need to know how to spot fake CEO emails and dodgy links, back up the data offline and encrypted. If ransomware hits, you don't want to be negotiating with someone using a Pepe the Frog avatar. And limit access. Not every intern needs access to the payroll data. The fewer people with admin rights, the safer your systems will be. You're not aiming to be unhackable. You're aiming to be less hackable than the next guy. And that's the truth. So what does the future look like? Here's where it gets disturbing. Scammers are using deep fake video calls to impersonate CEOs and get finance teams to wire money. Phone scams that mimic your child's exact voice, crying and asking for help. Crypto wallets emptied in seconds via browser extensions. And smart homes, a total mess. Your fridge, your baby monitor, even your doorbell cam, they're all connected to the internet. And they're vulnerable. Internet of Things, IoT, devices are the low-hanging fruit of the cybersecurity world. Once hacked, they become bots. Now your thermostat's helping launch a DDoS attack in Singapore. You wanted everything smart. Hackers say, thanks for the upgrade. Don't panic, but don't be dumb. Let's be real. You're not going to delete Instagram and go live in a cabin somewhere. So the goal isn't to disappear. The goal is to stop handing out your data like party favors. Just like you lock your front door at night, it's time to lock your digital life as well. Small steps equals massive protection. Update your passwords. Turn on authentication. Stop clicking links from Amazon_support 62942 at email.ru. That's not Amazon, I promise. We're living in a digital battlefield. You don't need to be a hacker. You just need to stop acting like a tourist in a danger zone. Information is armor. Action, power. Complacency, that's how you lose. If this episode made you sweat a little bit, it was short, quick, to the point. I'm not trying to bore anybody, but again, these are things we need to be aware of. When thinking about this, the only thing I had in mind was, why are all these two-step authentications coming out? Why is this? And a close friend of mine who works in IT said this is kind of scary, and they're the ones in the know. So I started looking into this, and I'm sitting here going, man, and I'm learning, and these are the things I gave you today. It's all you really need to do. And so if people would just take 10 minutes here, 15 minutes, or however long it's been, and listen and go, man, that next time that password comes up that's got 37 digits, maybe I'll use a password manager, and I'll use that versus fluffy 1996, and see what happens. So if you sweat a little bit listening to this and go, oh man, good, go fix your password, do it. Like this, share, send it to some person that's using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on their iPad password. So this was a little bit different than what I usually do, but it's important. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it taught you something, and I hope you use it in day-to-day life. Spread the word. Tell everybody. Send it over. Give me some likes, some reviews, follows, whatever. All the good stuff. Every bit helps. See you next time, guys. Love you.
Shadow Street, Streets of Hood.